Yes.
Hey, Jay.
Hey, George. I've got George on Zoom, guys. How am I gonna do this? Let's see. You can kind of see.
I can see. Yeah, I can see fine. I'm gonna, as long as I can hear, right?
Yeah, can you hear us okay?
Yes.
Quite a loud, is that, can we turn that on? Oh, yeah. We're gonna turn off the HVAC,
Yeah, that thing is
Yeah.
loud.
kind of a loud background. And, yeah, I heard you. We're just giving Molly a couple minutes.
Sure.
The Lane's fault? No. So what are you gonna have? Are you giving up all committees or are you gonna?
Assessors.
Okay, got it.
Here.
Yeah. Yeah, uh-huh, yeah. Did anybody hear from Molly? I don't think but I guess we can get started. All right, I'll call the FinCom to order at 6:35. And George, why don't we start with minutes and I'll share the the minutes that you
Okay.
see. Those are March 31st, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I've got them here so I can edit them.
Okay,
And I've got two edits from Susie when you're ready to start.
okay. All right, well, why don't we start with those?
Okay, yeah. So section 2 at the very end, I added I had not mentioned in the minutes that we didn't have Community Preservation Committee warrant articles, CPC. So I just added an F. We do not have the Community Preservation Committee warrant article to review and approve, because that is a comment that you made at the meeting.
Yeah, okay. I still
And
don't-
then
yeah.
in under 3, meeting with the select board, section C, the second item about the highway department's snow removal budget increased by 12%. Susie, we did mention that the highway department's budget was going up by 10%, so Susie asked to put that in there. So I wrote it to say the highway department budget will increase by 10% and the snow removal budget will increase by 12%. If everybody's okay with that.
Yeah. Makes sense. Okay. All right. I'm just doing a quick scan. Does anybody else have any suggestions, questions?
Yeah, just doing the same, just, yeah, so.
I think on 3B2,
The Amherst Pelham Regional School.
yeah, I think we should say the increase to our Amherst Pelham Regional School assessment was only $13,000, right?
Right. Good point. Nope, that's a very good point. The increase to the so the increase to the Amherst Regional
Yes.
Pelham School assessment was, and keep the word only in.
Yeah, I think that's fine, yeah.
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 You got it.
All right, let's see if it comes from else.
Do we think Haley's coming tonight?
No, she sent me an email saying that she didn't think she would be able to.
Select board's meeting tonight, right?
Nope.
Oh,
Think
okay.
not.
All right.
All right, I don't see anything else.
Yeah, actually I found one spelling error. And
Okay.
And 5A, accuracy at the end is spelled wrong.
Yeah,
I'll fix that.
all right. Okay, so I'll make a motion to approve the March 31st minutes as amended.
RNS, I.
Cashew, eye.
We can also-
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We don't have to do it that way.
All in favor? Aye.
I.
All right, great. That's that. I think next up, what we could do is just, I think there are a couple of things to share about the latest budget. So, if folks want to pull that, let's see.
18%.
Yes. So there's one substantive change, which is we reduced last week the fire station mitigation line, which from 5,000 to $1,000. So we got a pickup of $4,000 there. I think we need a 170. Yeah.
That's-
So I think there are a bunch of lines in here that have that I think potentially need an explanation, and there's a little placeholder in that column, the notes column. I wonder if we should just like assign responsibility for these. Some of them, I think it makes sense for the liaisons to, you know,
they get
get,
the holiday pay for the police.
yeah,
It's a decrease of $1,819, okay?
okay. So,
Yeah, and so the number is 2597.
all right, so
So
this is line 104, holiday pay. Okay, and that should be
57,
Okay, great.
which means that the decrease to the total police budget is $10,557.
That's great. Yeah, that the whole department budget is been quite a help to us, yeah. All right, so we're gonna have to do an adjustment on
Increase it 1,000.
$459. Yeah,
It said it was 2,597, is that? The fire, the holiday pay for the police, it's 2,957. But the decrease of 1,800 is. Total decrease of 10,557.
wait, why am I getting a different number? So line 104, holiday pay,
4116,
right?
but it's gone down to 2,597.
Oh, good. 2597, okay, got it. Yes, I see it.
Mhm.
Okay, great. Okay. And then let me just do a quick adjustment to the revenue side to get this to balance. 82,152. Should do it. Yeah, okay. All right, and then the other update is George was super generous with his time and did all of that reformatting stuff that you see there. So now all of those helpful spacing indents are back in the budget. Thank you, George. All right. And then Haley sent me just, I think, a couple of updates to the notes column, and I haven't actually done a side-by-side comparison, but I think I can figure out what she added. Let's see.
One was a comment about the town administrator's salary because
Yes,
the increase isn't a full year increase because she had a half year.
yes. So here's what I drafted as a note for, this is line 10, town administrator salary. I said, placeholder, colon, new contract negotiation in progress, period. Town admin given a mid-year raise in FY 26, period. Projected increase for FY 27 is $3,500. So the context for this was, I think Haley was concerned that this raise, like that people will see the increase from FY 26 to FY 27 and assume that she's getting a $6,272 raise in FY 27, which I think her concern was that would be a bit misleading because she had a mid-year increase in FY 26 that doesn't, that salary doesn't show.
Budget for FY 26, what should that number really be?
Well, I guess what it is that's what it started off as in FY 26, and then I guess halfway or at some point during the year, that increased to I'll tell you
But that's a budget column,
yeah, exactly. So
whereas what we're talking about here is really an actual, right? So,
exactly, yeah,
um,
yeah.
we're not
So
really, unless we go through all of the actuals for 2026, it doesn't really.
where is that?
So instead of increasing 6,272, she's saying it should reflect an increase of 3.
Well, so her note was, her email was, can we add a note to the town administrator salary spreadsheet? Since the FinCom wasn't informed of my salary negotiation, my actual FY 26 salary received a mid-year increase to $90,500. If you look at the difference between FY 26 and FY 27, it appears like I'm getting a 7.15 increase, but that's not accurate. And I don't want people to have the wrong impression. So I think,
Budget didn't change.
yeah, so I don't think we should
Yeah.
change, my recommendation would not be to change any of the quantities, but to just have this note that gives that context.
So that could say FY 26 mid-year increase.
Yeah.
And that amount.
Yeah,
And then recommended for FY 27, the remaining increase.
right, okay, so placeholder, new contract in progress, town administrator given a mid-year raise to $90,500 during FY 26. So let me read that back. The note would read placeholder, new contract negotiation in progress, period, town admin given a mid-year raise to $90,500 during FY 26.
$2,772. Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't need.
Why would you?
Town admin, you can just, because it's on her line.
Okay,
You
yeah.
look at
All right, so just say given a given a mid-year increase to $90,500 during FY 26.
it. It's a state.
Yeah. Do I need to actually specify the increase or no? That's obvious, yeah. Okay. George, were you gonna say something?
Did you? No, I'll pass. I'm fine.
All right. George, I'm actually gonna share my screen with you so you can see what I'm doing in real time. Okay. All right.
So you were focusing on notes
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
I also have line questions, so
Okay,
do you want to do notes all the way through first?
sure. Okay.
Well, one of the things I feel is confusing in the notes
Sure.
is and I didn't, remove salary adjustment.
Yeah, so
So I don't know how we want, but we do want people to know in one of these documents that we're planning to review the personnel lines and there may be salary adjustments in the fall.
yeah,
And I think somehow that's a place to say it, and then I don't think we need to, or
Yeah.
will be reviewed in the fall, might be.
yeah.
But I think right now it's.
Yeah.
There's COLA, and then there's, will be reviewed.
So, yeah, you just reminded me of this. I actually, in the version I worked on is, which is actually came in later than the one I sent earlier today. I removed all of the salary adjustment references and I just put COLA eligible for those lines. And that was one question I had for you guys. Do we need to flag every line that had a COLA increase? Does that seem, I mean, it's in here right now. I think that was more for,
It's a consistent answer.
Yeah.
That's okay.
No, definitely not.
okay,
And that's not something unique to this year.
Right,
That's
exactly.
always- It's always.
yeah, yeah.
Right.
So if it's okay with you guys, and I'm gonna take out every one of the notes that says COLA eligible.
And where will we reflect the townspeople that we intend to review
Yeah,
salaries and make adjustments
I think-
at the fall meeting, because it's gonna be part of the tax.
yeah, I think that's an annual report entry, right?
Yeah, if we haven't, we should.
Yeah.
Would that go under the significant operating changes compared to FY 26?
Which one you on? One, yeah. Page 2, yeah, and the one. I think it could be there with an asterisk, there's no place
Yeah,
for further operating. Increases,
yeah, I think,
but part of this report is to prepare people for where we're at, which I have some other additions to the report, but. I think we should prepare them.
We're gonna have a single section related to the fall, I mean, maybe
Yeah.
things that you could go there.
Just a section called. From the fall.
Yeah.
Town meeting or something like that.
yeah,
Yeah, whatever that section.
So-
Oh, here's the fact.
something
So
like,
number 7 is potential capital projects upcoming.
yeah,
Maybe before that would be fall, that's what would be the new number, hopefully at 7. I'm doing that. Oh, that is the 7. Okay, so.
what if it's,
Because it's still only potential.
yeah, so how about potential finance? Uh, finance topics or no, actions or finance committee,
These would be operating as opposed to capital, because the rest of
Right.
them say capital, so we can say potential operating costs.
And AJ, what's the question? May I?
so, yeah, so what the thought was about having a new entry in the annual report that flags the potential salary adjustments that might happen in
Right.
the fall special.
Let people know that it's happening. Yeah.
And so the thought was maybe to add a section that had potential fall special town meeting actions or something like
Yeah.
that.
An alternative version to 7, upcoming potential capital, having something upcoming
Yeah,
potential operating.
Yeah.
right. So how about upcoming potential operating uh costs? Yeah.
Maybe we should make that sentence too.
Okay, and so personnel
Maybe, so what did you write down so far? Potential.
I wrote up to so the new number 7 is upcoming potential operating costs.
And then do we want to put fall in parentheses for that? Because it's
Sure.
so immediate.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
'Cause I don't think. Oh, actually. In this section, I thought we should also put the trash contract, but that's not a capital project. It's actually a potential
Operating, yeah.
cost.
Yeah. But that's not a
Not
fall, yeah.
So
Right.
maybe when you do, review of personnel
Mhm.
salaries, that
Yeah.
can have fall in.
Yeah,
parentheses.
well, right, well,
Other ones
right, so,
there.
yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, so A would be, so the category would be upcoming potential operating costs.
Okay.
Item A would be personnel board is reviewing or will review
Description.
I
all.
would just say personnel board review of.
Yeah,
Rev-
these are not a long sentence, these are just.
Right.
okay.
Job
Review of
job descriptions, actual hours worked.
job descriptions.
Well, I think you can just say they're gonna review the salary position. Or, yeah, the salaries slash positions, or positions slash salaries. Yeah, because you don't want to get details.
How about we'll review all town employee salaries / job descriptions. Okay,
Employees.
so personnel board review of all town employee salaries / job descriptions. And then in parentheses, I put fall 2026. Okay. Then B would be new trash collector contract to be negotiated. Okay, now I've got to remember when that is. So we have a new extension that begins June 26th, so July, so basically July 27 would be, yeah, okay. Okay,
That's a big thing.
Yeah.
To be telling people what big things are coming.
yeah, yeah.
I had a question, is the administrative assistants or administrative assessor's salary set? It's posted at 35. He was hired.
Oh,
He
okay.
was hired.
Mhm.
So I just wanted to see if we have.
I don't have a number on that. Do you, George?
Did you hear that question, George?
No, what is it?
So on the new administrative assessor, do we know if what the salary that was negotiated?
No, I don't. Haley does. We haven't met since he's been hired, so I know nothing about it.
Can we email him
Yeah.
for her?
Yeah.
And the other piece of that made me wonder, now we have an official person, we have 3 lines, the reval, the class 504 utilities, and the personal property, those are all subbed out. The 3,000, 2,000, and 3,000. Are those gonna be absorbed by him, or is that gonna stay subbed out?
No, I'm not sure. It's
subcontractor.
What's his name?
Roy,
No. Oh, yeah, Roy. Is Roy gonna still be doing that work for us? Do you know, George?
Yes, he's still going to do the utility work. I
Okay.
think what's really going to happen is Jay starts or has started, and we're going to meet with him. And one of the things as a board we're going to be doing is asking him to his opinion of how we're operating and what recommendations does he have. And certainly we'll carry the theme of difficult times, tight budgets, and see what he can do. He was talking about eliminating some non-value activities so that he can get out in the streets and start finding unvalued property, property that's not in our assessed values. So he understands, but he thinks the value of his time spent is going to be doing those things. So I don't know if he's going to think replacing Roy is a good idea or not. We are probably going to see a scale back in Leslie's hours. So there could be potential savings there. So I think bottom line is we're going to ask him to look at the operation and try to help us streamline it.
All right, but we shouldn't assume at this point that any of those expense lines are going to be absorbed.
I wouldn't reference him at this point. We might maybe, yeah, I don't know if I even want to reference it.
Yeah,
We're
okay.
meeting on Monday. Isn't that this Monday?
Oh, I don't know. Are we? Leslie's email always alerts me because we're so infrequent when we meet.
No, I have it written down. Yes.
It's on the calendar at my house.
I can say that when people see a big jump like this, you either want the person to be taking on more responsibility, which would have had to be negotiated when he got hired.
Yes.
Or you explain why it was jumped and the work is still being done by other people.
Yeah.
So just something we'll have to.
Well, yeah, Leslie's hours is where she's been doing work that's really beyond what her job description is. And she's been working many more hours than her job is supposed to, that she is her job description describes. And she's been able to do more because she's had David Burgess as her backup to help her make decisions. The plan is for her hours to be scaled back. And we've been able to pay her because we haven't been paying an assessor, and we've been using that line
Right.
to fund her. So that is definitely, if this number here stays the same, 35 grand, is it? I'm not.
Yeah, 35 minutes.
If it stays at 35 grand, then there is a savings. There are potential savings in the clerk's line. Although again, we've been paying her in the clerk's line and the assessor's line from the assessor's line.
So Susie, when you say, when people see a significant increase, they expect expanded responsibilities. In this case, we had the same budget for 26, right? Okay, but so you're comparing that to pre FY 26 year. Okay, got it. Just want to make sure I understood this. All right.
And I think, so our position, our clarification is that office has been under a lot of change and we're waiting through a year to see how responsibilities and pay sorts itself out.
Mhm.
I just feel like if we offer those kinds of understandings, then they'll know that we were looking at it.
Right, yeah.
Not really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Are there any other of these kinds of questions about specific lines? So I'll keep a running list of questions for Haley. So the first one is, do we know what the salary is for the new administrative assessor?
For notes, I
Mhm.
hate to keep jumping around it. For notes, in line 80, the custodial wages.
Yeah.
It has a message there. I didn't print out my messages, but I said you can, there's something about, what does it say on line 80 for a note?
It says COLA eligible and it's part of the salary alignment.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's gonna get taken.
So there's nothing there now because I've already taken those out. Yeah.
Okay, 12 hours. That is what he.
In line 81, that is a big increase. And
Yeah.
Was that for the HVAC? Is that?
So it says right now includes new library building maintenance costs colon, fire alarm, comma, septic pumping.
Okay, okay, so that's explained.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
All right. So I think there's do you guys see for line 82, a note contracted rate of, okay, so that was in there already, all right.
So do we know where the HVAC increase went?
I'm seeing that, I mean, it's in the note for 81, at least in what. Got extension, but that got changed.
Wait,
Because you told it probably there's HVAC and carpet.
oh yeah, you're right, it was just getting cut off. So the note on 81 includes new library building maintenance costs, colon, fire alarm, comma, septic pumping, comma, HVAC, comma, carpet cleaning.
Read that the first time, I thought of janitor, but you're not, you're talking systems.
Yep.
Maybe, maybe the word system should go. in
Uh,
there. Let's see, it's not, right,
so it's building, new library building maintenance costs.
okay. Yeah, I get it now, but
Okay.
somehow,
I mean, it could actually just be building costs, I mean.
yeah, I put just building costs.
All right, so includes new library building costs.
And then you could put maintenance in parentheses. I mean, we're not talking about investing new things. So I guess that would make it a little clearer to me. but-
Okay. All right, so I'll do that. All right. And then, so we don't need a note for the custodial wages because we already budgeted that increase last time, right? Okay, last year, yeah.
In line 56, I
Mhm.
mean 68 to me. When the Board of Registrars expense went up, we should probably say 3 elections this year.
Okay, yeah,
Or 3 elections.
all right.
It's difficult thing.
3 elections
So we're should-
scheduled for this year. Okay,
And then the person in line 56, the personnel explanation of $400, I thought that was a little confusing. It was something about, I don't have them.
increase requested for staff recognition. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
Would be.
Okay.
It could be.
It sounds like a
Like
payout,
a-
or award or something, which I don't remember
No.
the process for that, so.
No, or
Staff recognition.
I don't know what that is.
Okay.
I do not know this.
So I'm gonna add this to the list of questions, yeah. All right, so on line 56, personnel expenses, there is currently a note that reads,
Would that be Haley's note that's there?
Yeah, that would be.
Could be.
That is, yes.
do you have,
No, like that, maybe. We should check and make sure that line was actually there last year, anything like.
You want to say that note was there last year?
Not the note, I mean, just like, was that line?
Oh, okay.
Well, it's been the line, that's like.
Yeah.
line 50.
Okay,
line
yeah, yeah,
56.
Yeah.
It was
It's been in our-
300, 400.
do you have any explanation? April. Didn't know. Okay,
Line 49 says collector salary plus 4 hours per week, and so that is somehow not about anything else, right? That's just like
That's right.
set.
correct, yep,
Okay.
there's no adjustment, salary adjustment or COLA or any, I mean,
There's adjustment.
there is a COLA, but
Line 50.
sorry, what was that, George?
Nothing, no,
Okay.
nothing.
All right,
40, the assistant treasurer, is that still real? Is that Gabe?
No, the assistant treasurer is, Ryan.
He's in, he's
He's
the
the
assistant,
treasurer.
he's the treasurer.
He's the
But he was also, this was done years ago where he was included as the assistant treasurer as well.
No, the assistant tax collector.
Tax collector.
Yeah.
He was the assistant.
But who is our assistant treasurer? I know at one point that was Gabe,
Oh,
and then she I don't believe she's in there now, so.
I don't think we've ever, an assistant treasurer, yeah, I don't think we have one.
That is line 40,
All
and I
right.
don't know if that's a real.
Yeah, because
position.
we didn't spend any in FY 25.
We haven't spent any for quite a few years. I just
Yeah.
opened up those
Okay.
columns. And the actuals, we've been budgeting for a long time,
Yeah.
but we haven't been
And
spending
Gabe
it.
was our person,
Uh-huh.
and part at the beginning, she was coaching. And I guess she could come in if he had an emergency, but I don't think that's, I don't think she is, so if somebody says, who is this person, we'll say, we don't know.
There's no actual in that line since
Yeah.
2020.
Why
Alright.
don't we-
So my question is, do we still need line 40 assistant treasurer?
It sounds like no.
We are not clear that there is someone even in that role.
No one's been paid for it since 2020.
I would say, I would take it out and send a note to Ryan and say, Ryan, we're taking it out unless you object.
We can always do an emergency transfer if he gets sick,
Right.
and the whole valley will go down because he works in all these different.
Yeah.
Or if we could just not have that as a.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like.
Well, I think what I would rather do right now, just to not screw up this budget, is just zero it out rather than take the line out, right? Okay. Is that, everybody comfortable with that? Okay.
Yes.
All right, so the note would be, there is no assistant
No, that was,
treasurer.
Since FY 2020.
that
Sorry.
that was, because that was Gabe helping him get into this position.
Would that have been around 2020?
For now, we have zeroed out that line. Okay.
I'm not sure we even need a note for that.
No.
It's just, it's so small.
It's a small number, okay.
It's a small number and it speaks for itself. Yeah, we don't have one. It's just, it's the minimis.
One oh nine, we're ready for one.
Yeah,
109. The police expense that went up, it can say, subscription fee for body cameras. Yeah.
fee for body cameras, okay, great.
Is that a
Then,
manual?
And then we don't need we don't need a note for the holiday pay decrease, right? Yeah. Yeah. All right.
I got a different kind of question.
Mhm.
There is, a COLA for the chief, but there was no COLA for, training or call wages, is that true? I didn't see any last year.
No, how did we set that as an hourly rate without, no, there is no code.
Yeah.
Okay, just checking. But the chief gets it, and so at
Yes.
some point, Lenny could ask us about that. All right, now we have line 131, building inspector.
Yes.
It was explained that the reason that jumped to 7,000 something was because now it includes the plumbing inspector's cost, that it's gonna go through FERCog. However, plumbing inspector in 2026 was in our revolving accounts. Because they would collect fees and it would pay their expenses. And so, and it was in the revolving accounts for 5,000. So is there $5,000 of revenue that should offset that cost that FERCog has? Or Haley has to go and talk to FERCog to understand when you move something in our budget from a revolving to their budget as a fixed cost or a cost that they're billing for, we need to understand it better, because I would say it shouldn't be, there's some kind of revenue that come in. I mean,
Right,
people, the man used to go to jobs and he would get a check, or people put in a permit request and you get a check. And those used to pile up upstairs. I don't know what that part is, so we need to have clarity on line 131. I believe what will happen is there may be.
Just, sorry, one thing, I think, I have it as 132, is that, is that,
Oh, yeah, I got it, yeah,
Is that-
131 is ambulance service.
right, okay.
Yes.
No, that's fine, I just want to make sure, okay.
That's
Yeah, okay, so.
132.
So just so I understand, Susie, so the thought is that potentially some of that increase that we're observing right now may actually be offset by revenue associated with new permit applications. And perhaps it should not, that we should reduce this by some
We should
projection.
make sure They figured that out.
Yeah,
They understand now they're collecting the checks, we used to collect the check. So make sure that what they want to charge includes the revenue.
Well, is the revenue showing up on the revenue side?
No, so the building inspector
Yeah.
revenue is not in this, is not on here, and
Yeah.
that is one that goes through FERCog. So whatever FERCog charges, they deal with it, and then they tell us what we owe them for the
Yeah.
building inspector. We need to make sure the revenue stream for the plumber went into that, because we didn't have the building inspector as a revolving account, it's been with FERCog for a long time. But we didn't just do the plumber.
Okay, so this issue is specifically for the plumbing inspector, not,
Moving it
right,
all
right, okay.
5,000,
right.
which acts like that's what they cost and that's what they got.
All right. I think this question is too complicated for me to put in an email, so I'm gonna just call Haley about this tomorrow, okay? Just put a reminder.
So does ambulance service not need a note?
It's not in a note, right?
It does say it needs an explanatory note.
Well, that was just a flag mostly.
I
I
don't think
mean,
it does, right? That's,
it's a big increase, that's all.
yeah, but
But
it's one
it's
that's assessed, right? I mean, it's what we get.
true,
Mhm.
yes. And we easily explained on town floor,
Yeah,
if anybody didn't realize that.
right. So, question I'm gonna ask Haley about is line 132.
And with line 132, do you have in the notes, now includes plumbing inspector
No.
services?
No,
I think that's what made the big jump,
okay,
but we don't know.
now includes plumbing inspector.
Which is, where would that go now, and what line would that be?
It's listed here with the building inspector.
Mhm,
But where will plumbing be in the past?
It wasn't, it was a revolving account,
mhm.
and it was on that separate part of the warrant that had the revolving accounts. See one?
All right. Let's see. All right,
Wonder if line 136 is the tree warden expense, should that be in the highway? Highway budget, because it's been folded into the highway.
Yeah.
Move it.
Yeah, nothing's been in there for,
We don't have.
is
any.
now
so
highway,
2020 also,
yeah,
In what, in the wood?
and line 136.
the expenses has been there, but
The
yeah,
Expenses should move over to the.
yeah, that's your point, yeah. I'm gonna,
So the next.
The last actual for line 136 was in 2020.
Right, because we moved it over to be the responsibility
of the highway superintendent.
That's what the line says, is now highway superintendent, but what didn't get moved was next line down, 137.
Yeah,
That should be in the highway department.
Highway department.
I'm reluctant to move it, because I don't wanna screw that.
We can just not move it this time.
Yeah.
Just say it, it's really expensive, goes with the. highway.
Yes,
And the highway gets suspended, yes.
yeah.
We don't need the line. Why don't we just delete it? It has no activity in it.
No, the next.
No, we're
line
talking
down-
about the tree warden expenses line. which
Oh,
is-
I'm sorry. Got it.
Mhm.
That's a good point, to keep it where it is and just let it lie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not have more next to how much we've got in the highway department. I mean, just percentage wise and things like that, so
Mhm.
leaving it here this year is.
I think that makes
Yeah.
sense. And it's here, it's in the budget.
Right.
It's,
And it's flat funded, yeah. Okay, so I think maybe we'll make that change for next year.
who is gonna be?
Mhm.
You need to remember. We'll call, say, I forgot to remember. I found it just the other day.
On line 146, the high school bonds,
Yes,
did that jump, is that jump the trend?
it is partly that, I'll tell you exactly what it is.
Is that in a note?
Right now it just says, oh, okay, no, it doesn't say, yeah. Let's see, let me get that. Where was it? It's in the four towns.
That's
Let's see.
what it is.
Uh, All right, it's gonna take me a few minutes to find that.
I think there was a note that said, what is the debt schedule checked? Is that?
Yeah, I did check it. Yeah, but we should replace it, yeah. Yeah. Okay, so it. When was,
Is it the roof?
I think it would be 20.
yeah,
Track of where we spent money, but it didn't.
That seems like a big jump. Anywhere else?
But didn't we take that out of?
I don't have the regional schools capital.
yeah, that's what I'm pulling up now. So this would have been,
That's not the roof.
No, she said that would be in 28.
yeah,
Haven't started that, but it's.
Track.
Track.
That's the only other thing I can think of as a track.
They used to have windows
Yeah.
and locker room and
all right, here it is.
doors.
Mhm.
They had a list, but I think we sort of just did high school bond.
But if it is the track, couldn't we take some of that out of our cash reserves? With that,
Once it's like the first year of the track, I mean. We're gonna have.
Yeah, it's gonna be there every, yeah. Yeah.
I'm sure it's the track. There's no question. Most of that is the track. I can't find the budgets. They didn't send us a PDF this year of their presentation.
I'll save it. I've got it open right now. Okay, so this is FY 27. Shutesbury's is 67, 625. Right. Okay. So yep, 100. So the track is the first year of the track principal and interest. No, there is a projected MS roof debt. FY 27, yep, $476,000. Yeah. That went up from 61,000. So it's the roof, the track, and then there's this kind of catch-all, which is projected FY 21, 26 debt. That's got like an extra 100,000, but I think that's a bunch of things bundled together, I believe. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna say includes track and field and MS roof.
And you could say first year of.
Yeah, includes. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Well, it's not even includes, it's increase mostly due to, right?
Increase primarily due to
The track.
first year
Yeah.
of high school track and field and MS roof projects. Okay.
Wait, Jay,
Yeah.
in FY 27, there was an amount for the middle school roof?
Uh-huh. Yep.
Oh, okay. Wow.
I know.
We did it mid-year.
It's in the FY 27 column. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
George, I'm gonna share my screen just to make sure I'm reading this correctly. See if you.
Yeah, I looked for it. I know you sent it in an email. I couldn't find it. It's going to take me too long.
Okay. Can you see this?
Yes, I can.
This is the capital debt
So this, yeah, that.
table, and see here.
Yep,
So that
that's the
number.
roof.
So there was some money in a previous debt authorization for the middle school roof, a small amount of money. It used to be $61,200, and then
Yeah.
FY 27 it jumps to 476,000.
Well, that's more, actually, that's more than the track. I'm shocked.
Oh yeah,
actually.
yeah.
Wow. Okay.
There's a note on 142, did you pull it out?
142, you said?
Yeah.
School
Uh,
place.
Yeah, that's out.
We checked.
So we shouldn't even say first year because those other ones are in there. The track is in there for previous year. You're right. First year of the track, but it's not definitely not first year of the roof.
Yeah, you're right.
First year of like that,
The new,
the new roof.
right, the new MSBA, yeah. Okay, yep, we're ready for a new number.
156. I thought we should have, stipend for each employee lowers cost or something.
So I see that as machinery maintenance. No,
No.
tools and equipment.
56, I'm trying to do.
Okay, so it's 157. So the note that's in here right now is, and I don't know if you see this, because this might be one of the new ones that Haley added, was no longer using a cleaning service budget for replacement work clothing.
Sure.
That was my note.
Okay, that was your note. Okay.
I put that in this weekend.
Cleaning service, I call it a uniform service. It's their clothing, but, you know.
Right, for replacement uniforms. Yeah.
Yeah, but they're not really. Yeah, I mean that's fine.
Yeah.
They don't really wear uniforms. They do have jackets with Town of Shutesbury on them, and that's about it.
Okay.
That's why I didn't want to get too specific about,
Right.
but that's fine.
All right. Do you guys see this note under line 164? Snow removal materials, increased prices for salt and sand.
And then I'm wondering if we should also write underfunded in the past. Because we reckoned with that
Yes.
Certainly was underfunded in FY 26.
several times. We've
Yes.
had cost overruns in this area.
How about consistently underfunded
Yes,
in recent years? Yeah.
that sounds good.
Okay.
I think this year's winter will.
Yeah.
But you know, last year the transfer for the snow and ice was 10,000. This
Yeah.
year it's 98.
I know.
Like, holy
Crazy. Yeah.
Jesus, that's a
Yeah.
lot. But anyways,
Do you guys see a note for line 167, rubbish and recycle hauling? It says 5% increase per contract terms. Okay. All right.
I emailed Gail Weiss again because I feel like there's confusion. Between line 170 and 171. The money is actually coming out of
Mhm.
170.
Mhm.
She's thinking
Yes.
it's coming out of So anyways, I wrote her an email.
Okay.
You might figure out which one is the active line and let the other one be
Right.
less, and you've taken out 4,000, which I also asked her about. Said that we've seen the bill is 980, would 1,100 cover it or what? Because
Yeah.
probably won't go right down to 1,000, but anyways.
All right.
The other piece of that is if Tide and Bond, I think this might actually be a gap of change of administration. Becky had that line in there because Tide and Bond had some responsibility to continue to monitor what was happening at the gas.
right.
And she and Gail's note said they haven't had a bill from Tide and Bond since fall of 2024.
I see.
Does that mean they're not paying attention to a contract, the contract's done? The gas is fine, I
Right.
don't know what it means, but
Right.
it makes me think that at least we should be prepared next year if something comes up.
Yeah.
We're gonna spend it out of FinCom reserve.
Okay.
I may have to put the whole line back in at some point.
Okay. All right. When you hear back from her, can you,
Yeah,
just forward her response, because
Is that like any Titan bond or just like the stuff related to the fire state?
Tide and Bond has different contracts.
they do a bunch of different things.
They had the PFAS contract.
Yeah.
But this is the one for the gas remediation, they have to keep monitoring what fumes are coming up and if it's right. Monitoring wells.
So there are some of these bills for other things, but just not. this.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, in fact, the PFAS one, she was saying, well, they didn't send the bill yet, and it's like, well, can you guess what they're gonna send? So that we can have a sense of it, so they may have a bad, billing department, or slow, or something. And the other piece that I feel happens all the time is the changes we're facing are also happening at FERCog,
Mhm.
happening at Tide and Bond,
Mhm.
and so there's this loss of solidness, and
Right.
everybody has to kind of keep figuring out what is real.
Right.
And then you deleted all the notes in 194 to 198. Or.
Yep. I have actually a new note for line 79.
So,
That's the ZBA expenses. Do you see a note in there? No, okay. There was like a long paragraph in there. It was like-
Statutory,
Yeah.
mandated to
Yeah.
publish, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, so I just shortened it to the ZBA is statutorily mandated to publish legal advertisements for public hearings. Increase is due to rising newspaper advertisement fees. Yeah. All right,
I think you could just put that on part.
yeah,
Get all the-
because people know. Okay,
Most of the newspaper notices,
all right.
What was that?
So on line 79, ZBA expenses, we're gonna shorten the note to just read, increase is due to rising newspaper
Got it.
advertisement fees.
Got it. Okay.
Okay,
sort of funding.
yeah,
Can I ask you about line, the 32,000, it's highlighted in yellow. What was that?
oh, that's the health services.
Did we ever get a final number for that?
Not, um. They are still sort of negotiating how to get from where they are, which is like 0.
Mhm.
So we're gonna get 32,000 back in our cash reserves for this year.
Nice, because
Because
they just
spend
didn't
it.
do
They
anything,
didn't
yeah,
Get that position solidified,
I see,
so we'll just,
okay,
whatever it is, and then if we have to up it a little bit, we can do it out of FinCom reserve.
All right. So that note is going to stay, potential new model.
What does it note say?
this note says potential new model
Yeah.
placeholder for now.
Perfect.
All right.
Oh, do we need the word? All right. Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna take out that accountant, okay, yeah, all right. I'm getting rid of that note about the accountant recommending name, I don't even know what that means, all right.
So line 187. Last year, we paid for the veterans benefits out of cash reserves
Yeah.
Because we said it would be reimbursed, and that cost was that amount from last year in cash reserves, like 8,000 something.
Mhm.
In the cherry sheet, it says that the veterans benefits that are being paid. This is the projected governor's budget, and you have all the categories, it was 11,000.
Right.
So that meant we use cash reserves for 8 and we're gonna get 11. We could do that again,
Yes.
we could put the veterans benefit under cash, from cash reserves.
Mhm.
Hmm.
And that one has the cycle, we saw it happen, we are gonna say it happens again.
Hmm.
The one that I'm less enthusiastic about was the one for school transportation,
Mhm.
local school transportation, because there's no known path for that. There's not, like, maybe they'll be giving us more local thing. So we can either just put the vet one into
Mhm.
cash reserves and just coop that money. Or which was 11,000, or we could offset the school transportation one, because you define the categories of why we use cash reserves.
Yeah.
And that school one sort of stepped out of that. That
Mhm.
school transportation was not one that. Well, it could be that we're
Well,
gonna use it in.
It was, yeah, it was,
It was
it was
easy.
because it was such a significant 1-year increase that we were gonna kind of phase that in, yeah.
Well, then I think we can, for the vet expense, we can be ready to meet it with cash reserves, because that works.
Okay.
Reimbursed, so we'll be reimbursed.
Need anything above 11,000 or above?
The line is 11,000, right?
Yeah,
In here,
yep,
and so I'd say we can do 11,000.
okay. All right, so do we, how did we get to the number 80?
Why do we need to do that? What, you mean to have an explanation?
Well, no, it means
Just
that,
leave it as is.
no, actually fund it through cash reserves and not tax levy right now.
We got to the 8,000 because I think it was 75% of what we were budgeting, and we thought that we would be reimbursed at
So
75%.
should we do the same amount?
We
Well,
could,
Susie sounds like she's confident it's going to be higher.
they reimbursed us, they have 12,000 in our FY 27 projection of the governor's
Okay.
sheet. So.
That's the projected revenue coming to Shutesbury
Yeah.
for that, okay.
And so where we thought we were gonna need 8,000 to
Right.
recover, we recovered 12.
I see,
So, but I think you're right that we should go to 75% of 11,000.
okay.
That's the most conservative.
Yeah, yeah. But
So the budget line stays the same, we
Yeah.
just.
We fund it.
With,
Yeah, with an expectation that it's going to get reimbursed to
Yeah.
us, and it's just a matter of that lag that, it's not gonna happen until the next fiscal year.
Yeah.
Is everybody comfortable with that?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
In that revenue sheet, there was something that was scrambly. I don't know if it was scrambly in everybody's. It's line 55. I couldn't read what was going on there, but I don't think it was for that. So last year, we had a veterans benefit line, portion to be reimbursed, 8,250.
Yeah.
So this year, we can put in 75% of 11,000.
Which is the same, yeah, the same
Same.
amount, yeah, 250, yeah. Okay, so that. All right, so I'm just gonna take a minute to add that to the annual report, because we've got a, all right, so operating budget, okay, so
So that would be. yeah, just to make sure,
6,
12.
veterans benefits to be reimbursed. 8K, all right.
How do we do that on a spreadsheet with these spreadsheets?
So we have on the revenue sheet, you mean in our budget spreadsheets?
Yeah. Yeah.
So we have a section on the revenue page, which is cash reserves to fund budget items.
Yeah. So this
There was already a line because we did it last year. So
Okay,
it was just at zero
Okay.
for this year, but now it's getting bumped to
Okay.
8,250.
Okay.
So that does bring our total cash reserves for budget items is now $208,250. Yeah.
I think, what, so far, the bottom line for the budget is down about 8,000, maybe.
Yeah.
Our here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's that $8,250 and it's the $4,000 that we cut from the fire station mitigation
Well, what was the?
and then
from
the holiday pay. Yeah, it was about, I'll tell you, it was,
$1,200, $1,300.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay, that's,
yeah.
and let's
But-
go with that five.
The
Yeah.
only other piece
Mhm.
I had was line number 6, spending for the select board expenses.
106?
No,
Just
six.
Just six.
Oh, six.
Six.
As of 3/31/26, they have spent $860.
Mhm.
And this line is 2,500.
Mhm.
I don't know that it needs to be 2,500.
Is that something that Haley had brought?
Line six.
No,
I don't
it's level funded. It was
But if you look at
2,500.
the actuals.
Yeah, the actuals are not.
They're up there. They're mostly up there. If you look prior to 26 and 25, the actuals are up there.
In the
25
2000s.
is
Yeah, or above.
954.
Okay.
What,
Um,
354 and 25 is
well,
the actual.
yeah, well, let's see, the actual
It
in
might be that,
22 was 6,300, then down to 19, and then up to 2,500, and then down to 1,000.
Was that,
And so 2,500 sort of not too
yeah,
okay,
of where we've been.
yeah, Yeah,
Higher
l-
and lower.
yeah.
okay,
Right.
we'll watch it next year.
I don't even know.
Doing.
Jim's gonna need that money next year. Conference in Hawaii or something. All right. Let's see. Yeah, yeah, I mean, there was that one year that looked, there must have been something that happened that year, yeah.
Being in the TA, and the advertising and stuff like that. That when there's big changes,
I see.
they're unpredicted, but we could just pay it out of our cash reserve, that's
Yeah.
main FinCom reserve
Yeah.
anyways.
Yeah.
And that number
That might be tied up somewhere
is
else.
mixed up to me, FinCom reserve didn't even circle it, I just.
think it was.
Oh, I know what it is. It's in the expense report. She had it at 52. So maybe the way the accountant has to bookkeep it, but that was the appropriation, she said 52. And so this is in the expense report from March. End of March, and so we're gonna read on this one, we got, right? So what do we have this year? That's not.
So you're talking about the FinCom expense line,
No, the reserve.
the reserve, yeah, okay.
Where is that line? Can somebody give me a hint? No.
Oh, it's line 17. The $80,000, yeah.
Yeah, so when I looked at the expense report, she had it down as 52, and I'm thinking, what is this number? That was not our appropriation, and it hasn't been for.
Wait, did we reduce it last year? No.
Yes.
Said we didn't, it says that our budget for last year was 80.
Yeah, I think there is an issue here.
No, we reduced it going in FY 26 and then we bumped it up. We reduced it at annual town meeting, but in September we brought it right back up.
Oh, yeah, at special town meeting, right?
Yes.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's right. No, that rings a bell, yeah.
Oh. shouldn't she have the special town meeting numbers in the
Yeah.
expense sheet?
Yeah, so there might be an issue there where she hasn't updated the appropriation, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
She's got it budgeted. It's in the town report, expense report as budgeted for something less than 80,000.
Yeah,
what
that's
I
what it
saw
looked
in the
like.
expense report.
Oh, I'm going to take a look at that. That's a,
I'll
Yeah.
over there.
My guess is that she has it as the original appropriation done at annual town meeting.
I,
But that,
It's not just 52, it's some.
Really?
number.
oh,
You can
All right.
get it.
no, no. So on the expense report, I don't know why she does this. It happened when she went to the new accounting system. She can't show the expended, so she's taking it out of the allocated line. It's like the only one she does that for. If you look at
Okay.
the balance, I'm just jumping to our Google document
Mhm.
page. And if you look, I'm going to tell you what it says there for the FinCom reserve, and I'll guarantee you it's that balance that she has. Because we would never pass a budget for that number. You know what I mean? It's not a round number.
Yeah.
52,984 is what we have on our spreadsheet after the
Okay.
5 things we've reduced.
All right, so that's the actual current
Yeah.
balance.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
It's,
got it.
it's, I don't know why.
Not the appropriation, okay, got it.
Yeah,
All
we're
right.
fine there.
Okay. Okay, great. All right, great. All right. Any other budget items? I'm gonna,
Oh, no, guess.
let's see.
Well, yeah, these in the library section, we got notes. Did you look at those?
Let's see.
Or are they all gone now? Yeah, okay. There was a whole bunch of notes about Molly that reference work that Molly was doing. They're all gone. Okay, that's good.
Both on, yeah.
Yeah, good.
Okay. All right, let me do a quick little fix here.
You should.
They're done. They're done. This is where we are.
All right, so excess limit 73,535. Okay, all right. Everything's balanced now. All right, so we are using
Less. Wow, 73.
73,500 dollars of excess levy capacity. So we'll still have projected to have 543,000.
And yeah, what's the
And our average single family tax bill increase right now is showing $481.
yeah, could you go to the table below it?
Yeah.
Yep, there you go. So that's in there. So what
Oh, I see. Yeah, great. Okay. So yeah, tell me about this table here. So
Which table are we on?
there, I don't think you see it on at the bottom of your budget. It's not there yet.
the one you sent today, it is at the bottom of,
It
but
is at the bottom? Okay, yeah.
it just doesn't print. It's not necessarily there to be printed for the general public.
Right.
But
So
it was something I just wanted to share with you, AJ, so that
Yeah.
essentially what it says is the 2.5 increase, the new growth estimate, and the new debt exclusion items
Mhm.
add $400 to the average tax bill before we use excess levy capacity.
Got it. Mhm.
And then when we add excess levy capacity, we're adding, what is that number you see there? 81? 80?
It's now $73,535.
Yeah, which is $81 on the average single
Oh, I
tax
see.
bill.
Yeah, yeah. Mhm.
So the point is, if we were able to bring in the budget and not use excess levy capacity, your tax is still going to go up $400. 170 of it is because of the increases in the debt exclusion override items, the library and the roof and
I
at the
see.
middle school.
Okay. So just so I understand the context here. You're saying that, right, that if we were limiting the levy to to 2.5, that amount plus our new growth plus our debt exclusion would result in a $400 increase in our average single-family tax bill.
Essentially, yes. 44 of it is really going to be to only the people who increase the value of their properties. But in essence, the point being is if we were at the full debt at the full debt levy capacity,
Mhm.
and we needed to do an override, it would
Mhm.
only add $81
Right.
for
Gotcha.
this budget. So in other words, we're already facing a large tax increase coming out of the gate
Right.
anyways.
Yeah, which we,
I'm not sure how to articulate that to an
Yeah.
audience, but that's the perspective.
The important part of that is we're gonna be seeing overrides all over the valley, and they're
Yes.
gonna have they're gonna have a numbered value, like
Mm.
we're gonna have a numbered value, and our numbers won't.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
the best we could do.
yeah.
Yes.
Actually, maybe this is a good segue to talk about sort of FinCom messaging and kind of what sort of context we want to share to the public as we discuss this budget.
Yeah. Before we do that, so
Okay.
this budget right now,
Mhm.
how close to final is this? Not only in terms of dollars, but also in terms of notes and anything else that we want to do to it.
So I think the only the only sort of substantive change that I think we're still waiting on is the FERCog stuff, the plumbing expense thing. I think, come in. Hi.
You guys are it.
Okay.
So Leslie's leaving, I'm leaving, both entrance doors are locked, we
Okay.
just turn off the lights on the way out, ready to go.
Okay, great.
Upstairs will be all set, so just.
Okay, so just come right through here. Okay, great. Thank you.
Have a good night.
All right. Is there anything else? Let's see.
Did all of those, one more thing about notes, did all of those funny lines that say things like percent diff number div/01, all of that disappeared? It was on. It's,
This is not. the
Yeah.
latest.
I think those are gone.
Those are all gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whatever they meant, they weren't helping.
No.
Yeah.
No.
But see, here's one.
Oh,
What line is that?
log officer expenses. If we
What
zero
line is
it out, it is, I have it as 134, I think you have a different,
Okay.
yours may be
It'll
what.
be close. Yeah.
Yeah, 135.
Yeah, no, it's okay. It's been taken out. I think George took that out.
Yeah, because the DIVs, I got rid of all those.
Great, thank
Zero
you.
divided by zero is going to give you an error message.
Yeah,
That one.
yeah. Mhm.
Okay.
Right.
And one more thing is in the report, I'm not coming up with the same numbers that we have on our budget sheets.
Okay.
So if we wanted to make sure that that's right.
Okay, which,
What I have is from, in our finance fiscal budget report,
Mhm.
the residential and the commercial and property tax. Those two numbers, which is 115K,
Mm.
4.5K, those two things add up to 6,540,000.
Mhm.
But in the budget, those numbers add up to 6,544,000.
Hmm.
And I don't know.
So what are we talking about there?
All right, so now we're shifting gears and we're looking at the annual report. And
Okay.
so the question, let me share that, George.
Well, I'm looking at mine on my screen.
Okay.
So something I have in this report isn't, it
Well,
doesn't.
I guess the question is these two lines, residential taxes and commercial taxes, should sum up and match what, the tax levy, total tax levy line on the revenue page, line 17?
Yes.
Is that,
So, yeah.
6540.
That's
mean, there's
what
some
these
re-
two add up to is 6540, but on the sheet, it's 6544.
I think there's some rounding error.
Oh, no, it's the overlay.
Oh,
Oh,
the $40,000 overlay?
Yeah. Is that the difference? 40,000? No, what's the difference?
it's only
24,000.
4,000.
5,000. It's the, so,
4,000.
all right, so FY 20,
Yeah, the overlay was taken out.
so Susie, the number you're looking at is what? 6,134 in column M? Oh, no, you're looking at 6,540 in column 0.
Line 17 on our budget revenue sheet.
Yeah.
Number is 6544, just drop the
You
rest.
want to look at 6134. You want to look at the amount on the recap sheet because that's what we're going to be billing everybody.
What line should we look at?
15.
No.
So how does it compare to 15? How far
Oh,
different?
I see. So that's,
Still wacky.
Is that 5,000 different?
No, lines 15 still has the 40,000 in it, so the line I was looking at was 17. Which says total tax levy,
6540.
and so it's just off by 4,000, and I don't know why. And I didn't know which one should we represent on the report. I went and matched numbers, that's one of my jobs.
yeah.
And
That's good. You should.
I didn't
6540.
match those numbers, so I don't know how it will change this little chart on our report. Cause there's another one that's wacky. A little bit.
The 6540 ties to the 6540 on line 17, doesn't it?
No,
it's $4,400 off.
no, 4,000 off from lines,
Yeah.
17.
Yeah.
4,000 off from 17.
I noticed that, there's just like a couple of hardware numbers, and I wonder if any of those needed to be updated, like there's one in like 06 and one in.
I'm gonna pull up my graph, my calculation page. I'll give me 1 second here.
There's another one that's off by a little bit, so I just think we should make sure we have
Mhm.
matching numbers.
There's also a hardwired one in the like less excess levy capacity.
Yeah. So that's, I can explain that one. That's
What line are you on?
14. So that cell begins with the excess levy capacity that we finished FY 26 with. And then we're using $73,535 to balance the budget. So if that number goes to 0, then we'll see that as the gap or deficit on the expense page.
Whenever you're ready for me to address
I'm
the
ready
other
for
one.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, the number's high as far as I can tell, because the 6115, 420, and the 425 on the revenue source, under revenue sources on the budget equals the 6,540,000 that used to be on the budget on line 17. It's not that number anymore because of the changes you've made.
So,
But and obviously I'll have to update the
Report.
report for that, but it was tying before we started this meeting.
So I guess since we've made a bunch of small changes tonight, the point, just so we're all clear, is that the sum of those items on the annual report ought to tie to line 17 on the revenue page.
And they
right?
will, once I get the new budget that you send me, I'll change
Yeah,
all of these.
I'll send it to you tonight. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I'll do it before our next meeting for sure. But yes, there's a lot of changes on here because of that.
Right, okay. Then the other one that I found was under local receipts of revenue service, sources. You have down the number, 394K,
The pilot is broken out.
but I understand that, but I have with the pilot broken out, the number should be 394,820, which then would round up to 395.
So there might have just been a rounding.
There is rounding in these things. There's no question.
Incorrect rounding, but yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I just
Well,
need-
sometimes just to get the bottom line to 8334, I have to fudge something.
Oh,
I'm not
okay.
sure that that's what I did there, but I'll tell you this. After I get the budget tonight, sometime before our next meeting, I'm going to go through and update the whole.
yeah, because I know you've asked me to check the numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, Susie. I do. One thing about this, what we're looking at on the screen, is we talked about, see what I highlighted in yellow?
Mm-hmm,
We talked about showing a range
mm-hmm.
instead of the actual calculation, and I'm wondering if we should replace that with something like estimated just show a range instead of this calculation that we do because
Yeah.
this calculation is just too rigid.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I'm not sure the best way to do it, but we should.
So I guess the question is how are we going to how are we gonna actually calculate that range?
Yes.
Right now, the budget, things have changed slightly. So right now, the budget is showing $7,251. On that, that little table you have at the bottom of the revenue page.
Yes.
So are we gonna just what was the effect last year of that
$63.
$63?
So maybe instead of the calculation in our little box where it says 1738 times
Mhm.
417, we could just take that out and say estimated average single family bill. Let's give a range of what
Yeah.
it would be, the bill, not the.
Yeah, the
value of
calculation,
house, not
yeah.
the rate. The rate's already shown above.
Yeah.
So we're not having to work on that. And then it can be put up against the FY 26 average bill.
Yeah.
What was the second part of that? Oh, you're doing it. Okay, I'll watch.
Yeah. So what if we said something like, 7250 to what? You want to add $100 to that or something, or is
Maybe
that
70,
70?
maybe 7320, 7325.
So estimated. So what if it looks like this? Let me just show everybody here. So this obviously be black text, but estimated average single family tax bill FY 27 average equals, and then we'll have a range of 7,250 to 7,325. And
Yeah.
then FY 26 average is the actual amount.
Yeah, and, yeah.
Yeah, I like that. That looks good.
Okay.
Nice. $417,000. That's wild. I moved to Sheetsville.
Yeah. All right.
In our report.
Yeah, other annual report?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had to go through the whole brain thing again of. The percentages in the pie are what is the percentage of the whole, and not the percentage of the increase, not the percentage of that.
That's correct.
So
and
I
it-
wondered if by category, so I wondered how to make sure that's clear, because it wasn't clear to me at the beginning. Well, it's like the health insurance on the operating costs is 9.7. It's 9.7. The total budget, it went up 8 point something this year.
Right.
So my mind was not keeping numbers sorted right. So I wondered if we would just say
Well,
percentages of total budget.
yeah.
Just you could put in parentheses underneath, total is this, and then parentheses, percentages are of the total budget.
Sorry that you were trying to do something, I mean, that might just be too hot.
Too much text in the heading.
Too much,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. I think it's kind of clear because,
I mean,
I think the budget one is clear because it's by category.
right.
But what does it say in the revenue one?
The revenue says, yeah, FY
By
27
category.
revenue to fund the operating budget by category. So I think, Susie, I guess the thing that we'll have to make clear to people is that the pie charts break out the components of the total revenue budget, the total expense budget. Then in section 1, where we detail the significant operating changes compared to FY 26 budget, those percentages represent the increases for each of those items over FY 26.
This part came up to me because I was trying to remember how I did those pie charts.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I like the pie charts, even though I wanted to do,
Mhm.
is that that information is always on the wall. And if someone looks up again, it's not going off the screen, it's not something else we're talking about, it is set of facts.
Mhm.
And I feel, even though it's an effort to put it up there, if people feel it was helpful, then I will do it again.
Mhm.
But that's the value of it, because when I talked to Nettie, she really can do it in PowerPoint. It's like then the PowerPoint goes away and then you don't have that information. And then the other piece that was validating for me is when the upper grades came into the gym on Monday and they looked at the pie chart.
Mm.
They looked at it and said, oh, we won, because education had the biggest.
Ah,
pie.
yeah.
And it's like, that's right,
That's
that
great.
is part of it. It's information that can make you feel clear.
What would it actually cost to get those printed on large paper? Is that, if that's a trivial cost, maybe we should just send the chart to
And I think-
Staples and,
Oh, well, I paid for the chart I put up front, it was the semantic
Uh-huh.
chart,
yeah,
and I don't know what it costs, but
Yeah.
those things are 6 feet in diameter. I think.
Yeah.
And part of that is so that you can see it from.
yeah, far away, yeah.
So, I could ask them, I don't know who makes big paper.
I think Staples can, I don't know if it's quite that big, but that it might be. Yeah,
And
I'll look it up.
Something like that at UMass.
yeah,
Like we have like it's a price per square inch or something,
is there a way to look up what the maximum sort of size can be?
I mean. You could, we could pay it there,
Yeah.
and you, did you,
Yeah.
large scale. Anything.
Oh, can find it again.
Well, I actually think I can use the tables, the percentages don't change that much relative to each other, so the pie looks the same.
Yeah.
But you just label it differently.
Yeah, right,
Yeah.
yeah.
But, and the labels are simple to make,
I
that was
see.
the hard part, making the circles and doing the math.
So,
I'm sure you're right that it's not gonna change, the proportions
Right.
are not
I mean,
gonna,
other than,
change.
actually, I was surprised to see education's down 56.9.
yeah, so that's,
And that's going, that's because insurance, health insurance is eating up more.
Oh, yes.
yeah,
Oh, I have that.
and that's also because we're getting a break from the region this year, right?
Right.
Yeah,
So it actually shifts, it does shift,
yeah,
and when you can see something that's over 50%,
yeah,
you notice that in the pie.
yeah.
Is that last year?
I'm looking, this is FY 26.
When you say a break from the region, you talk about because of the.
Yeah.
That's the parades or-
Yeah, just that, last year we had a,
Works in our favor.
yeah, exactly. This year we're getting a much more modest increase in our assessment
Yeah.
than we had from in previous years, yeah.
by 60, they can technically do longer than 60.
42 by 60,
Yeah.
so that's a 42-inch circle, right? It was a pie.
40.
But this would be the,
That would be the
paper.
design.
mhm,
And it's $2.88 per square foot. Like, for the-
all right, Yeah.
I mean, you have to put it in a square.
Yeah.
It's just a circle.
Right, right. Yeah.
Okay, but I want to advocate for, it sort of resonates up there. And we had two, we had expenses and revenue.
Yeah. No, it was good feedback about it, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. We should do it, but I think if we could pay for it and we can just, then it saves us the work of having to,
Yes, and,
Put it
and-
together,
and
yeah.
getting it up on the wall, and I've got volunteers to help me do,
Yeah.
and we have FinCom expense
Right.
line.
exactly,
So all
yeah,
those things, actually, you paid for the charts on
right.
Real quick, what is, I can't hear everything.
Sorry, we're talking about, you remember the
Su-
large scale pie charts that Susie put
Yes.
together last year? So we're talking about potentially having those actually just printed. And Laura was telling us about that UMass's printing office
Oh, right.
does do these things for the public at a cost. So we're thinking that maybe
Oh,
it'd
good.
be
Okay.
a modest enough cost that we could do that.
And then that helps reinforce that the components are the percentage of the pie.
Right.
Do we want to do any more report editing?
Well, I think some of this is gonna change, but
Numbers are, yes.
yeah, the numbers are gonna change, but
So on,
The message is the same.
yeah,
right, so for.
Yeah,
Okay.
I broke it out differently, though. You can see I broke the increase in the total budget into categories.
yeah,
Right,
yeah, which was good. Mhm.
so in B4, I think for highway school bonds, here we should also say track and middle school roof.
Yeah,
Looks like number 4 is italicized. That should be straightened out.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess it should just say high school, right? It should say ARPS because there's a middle school.
That's true. It's the line in the budget is called high school. That's why I left it.
Right, yeah,
Which is we should probably get that fixed someday too.
yes.
Well, we
Track and field,
which they're using now, right?
yeah. All right, so high school track and field / middle school roof, okay.
And then on the number 5,
Mm-hmm.
I think we should say we're restoring to the budget. That's our effort.
Yeah.
Good point.
Okay, so then the only significant budget decrease is the police chief, is that? Okay. You know, one thing I want to emphasize, and I don't know if it's an annual report thing, is this point about the regional budget
Yes,
being a less than 1% increase.
I think I should agree, I think it should be on that one.
It's not technically a decrease, but it's a much,
Decrease in the increase.
yes, yeah,
The assessment is that, the assessment is benefiting us now.
yeah. So I don't know, I don't think we can't call it a budget decrease, but maybe we could add a note or something.
What's that about?
So I'm suggesting that our report ought to make explicit mention of the fact that our regional school assessment is increasing by less than 1%, which has been a real shift from the
Yeah.
trend in recent years. And did benefit us quite a bit. Last year was 7%, something, let's see.
Does it make sense maybe to do like something like a narrative?
Wait, aren't we saying that already though, AJ? It's 0.7%.
Yeah,
And it was
I guess,
7%.
yeah. But it's
Decreased 7%
yeah,
from last year.
yeah,
That's
the increase, yeah,
The increase is decrease.
right.
And that would be, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're saying instead of calling it,
It is right now, it's listed in the budget increase section. So I don't think people will necessarily take notice of the fact that it's,
7
Yeah.
B.
yeah. So I think, I think that's a point that we've got to just communicate in our messaging, yeah. Mhm.
the point being,
The point being that it's a much smaller increase than
Yeah.
what we've observed in recent last few fiscal years, that it's
You could add that here. You could-
significantly lower than
Right,
our
typical
all
increases.
three other towns. So it's lower than what we've had in recent years, and it's lower than our other towns that make up
Well,
the
that is that we negotiated for
Mhm.
equity to be
Yeah.
the factor.
Yeah.
And here it shows up.
It took
Right.
about a decade.
Yeah.
A decade of negotiation,
right,
It took a while.
and it ain't stable.
right.
Well, we might want to
Yeah.
make that a note on the budget.
Yeah,
Yes. It's a 7%
Increase
of the increase.
so here's a thought, is we could add a new section. I'm just thinking out loud, this might be a bad idea, I don't know, but a new section which is just about school related kind of budget notes, and in it we could have the point about the out of district placement being representing such a large share of the, Yeah.
I think it's a great idea.
So-
There's plenty to put in that section.
yeah,
And the fact that rural aid is still unsettled.
yeah.
I think that's a really good idea, AJ.
So then, and we could also put in this, we could put the school transportation increase in there as well. That's
So B.
Contracted.
1 and 3 and 4 and 7 and
So maybe just have.
and maybe 2. Somehow that whole health insurance is really actually tied to our school employees as
Mhm.
much as anything.
I wouldn't pull that one out though, just because because it,
And
But-
then in the next section, and then we have the decrease, the
Mhm.
smaller increase, so that's in that one.
Mhm.
And then we have, A, in 2A, do you wanna put that there?
wait,
Well, that's stated everything, but the
yeah.
fact is, somewhere it's gotta come up that it's fairly flat.
yeah. So we could put a percent to that, to just show how small an increase that is. So
Sure.
the state aid is, what is that, 40,
I'll get it for you, AJ.
yeah.
The increase or.
It's a 1.1% increase.
Yeah, good.
So maybe we could just add a little parenthetical note, yeah.
Wait, so that's, education aid specifically.
Yeah.
Well, no, this says state aid, where'd you get this? Where'd you get?
Oh,
school aid?
yeah, sorry.
State aid in total is 4.8.
Right, you're right. So we don't list the chapter 70 separately here, right? Yeah.
Right. We could. Well,
Well, we could put that under the school
I think we should.
notes, yeah. So
that's the point of that section.
yeah. So under the school notes, we could say chapter 70 funding relatively flat, or we could say the actual number only increasing by 1.1%.
I would say the actual number, and I would say it
Yeah.
for both of them. I would get the number from the budget for the region as well as for ours, because the budget, the one at the region's also less than 1% for
Yeah,
the whole region.
right.
And this is the argument that we're making. This is what we're telling our legislators right now. So I
Right.
think I think that section about the schools is brilliant. It's 58% of our budget. As the school funding goes, as the school expenses go, so does, not completely, but they high level of impact on our budget.
Yeah.
And the rural aid is still being poked around at less than half.
Mhm.
And nowhere near the
Less
60
than half
million.
of the recommended amount, right? Yeah. Mhm.
No, it's not. It's the recommended amount is 60 million. It's not even close to that.
Right, 25 is the Senate's number right now. They're putting
Oh,
25 and they're arguing, and the governor's 20. and the Senate's 25. And then I do have another note about rural aid to bring up at tonight's meeting, so let me think.
Well, that's good news. So Susie, may I ask if this, I know I've asked this question before. If we get 25 million in rural aid for the Commonwealth, then that's more money
And that's what?
so that money goes directly to the elementary school, does it not?
Yes, and the regional school gets a segment too.
Yep. So the piece that goes to the regional school, they would probably just use that to offset some of the adjustments they made, and our assessment wouldn't change. But for the local school, would they be able to lower their budget by that additional amount?
Here's the email I got from Caitlin. So what happened was, let's see. Joe says the House so this is about the supplemental budget. They're arguing about FY26 supplemental budget. Joe Comerford says the House version has 2 million for rural aid, and the Senate version has 4 million. Nothing is final. 4 million would push it back to where it was before they cut it 25%. And so then I wrote to Caitlin about this, and I said, what I don't understand, so I said it to her, how they think end of year revenue works. If they agree on a final version and pass it, say in April or May, how does that money fit into FY26 spending? I don't know if you have experience with this, but please let me know what the spending plan would be. So she answered, I know as much about it as you do. It's been on my mind, but we haven't formally met to discuss the best use of additional funding which may come in. Some ideas I've considered but haven't vetted yet is reducing the use of some of our revolving accounts in the circuit breaker by using additional funding sources instead, and leaving the revolving accounts healthier for next year. I also understand that the biggest weight on the town is the health insurance, which we can't directly help, but using less of our budget would mean turning back more that the town can roll into free cash. Just thoughts, but I'll let you know when I have more information. The idea that the state doesn't do this up front and it changes our free cash picture and not our tax picture is wrong. They should not.
Yes.
Right, yeah.
Yes.
That is not on the table to fix that. And we don't hear about our rural aid until November.
Right.
So,
Yeah, so-
and so we know that with the out of district placement, they squeeze their budget. We gave them 8,000 to pay those Jamrod invoices. If they end up with cash reserves, I think we need to be talking to them about this. And I think we need to have some ideas. In the end, it's their decision.
Is there any reason why, maybe I'm missing something, that they can't use that as a revenue source for the following years?
They can't. They can
They're not allowed to do that.
Right,
Okay.
and that's the interesting thing, because that's the money we're getting from E&D down in the region. This union budget turns back every cent they don't spend as free cash to us.
Okay.
Straight ahead.
So every dollar that gets clarified in November has to be spent in FY27.
Except for she does this sentence, which I don't know what she's talking about, leaving the revolving accounts healthier for next year. So
She's talking about taking some of that money and putting it in the revolving accounts.
yeah, and circuit breaker. So when we do our stabilization, this might be a place where that money can go.
Yeah.
But we aren't ready to do that.
Oh, that's a good idea though. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that idea.
April meeting. But what I really like about Caitlin is she's upfront and thinking.
Yeah.
She mentions that it's not up to her, it's not up to us.
Yeah.
But Susie, long term, I think that's a very good idea, because I've been struggling as much as I think we all want to do that and think it's a good idea. It's been really hard to figure out how to get it funded. So maybe that would be.
And I don't know if that money comes back to us first, and then we put it in the next year in that stabilization book, and they do it correctly.
Yeah.
I have the draft, I can't wade through it right now,
Right.
we're gonna wade through it in time for a special town meeting.
Okay.
But it's being thought about, and when I wrote to her earlier, it's like, how do we do rural aid funding if A, we can't build it into a
Yeah,
budget,
yeah.
and B,
crazy.
it's not a stable fund. Who,
So it almost forces them to use it as like a special projects kind of
well, and they
you know,
use some of the
bucket.
money to
Yeah.
make things happen, so you can see that they could say, oh,
Right.
but she knows that this is a dance between us, it's not just them,
Mhm.
so.
Yeah.
Related point, so maybe in this school notes section, we can also mention the idea of creating a future revolving,
Yeah,
revolving stabilization account
Okay.
for special education funding.
Yeah, it's, as soon as you said maybe we should have this section, within 3 minutes, we came up with like 8 things.
Yeah,
Like a one pager just specifically to the school, like kind of, in some ways like sitting a little bit outside of the report. Like as a whole, like so somebody who is
Well-
interested in the school could kind of pick that up. a
Yeah.
little bit.
They did one, they had a handout last year and they did it well, and, we might collaborate with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that'd be good. And you were, I think, I'm not sure everybody heard, but you had a suggestion earlier about a kind of short narrative section.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah,
So I had a thought about this, which is that you would not have had a chance to see it yet because I sent it just minutes before our meeting. But I started a list of kind of sort of bullet points that I was thinking we may want to kind of emphasize. Susie has also put together her thoughts, kind of big picture thoughts about the budget. I think, and I know that others will have things they want to add to those. So I emailed both of those documents earlier, just before our meeting. But maybe there's some material in there that we can pull out and basically create, a 1 or 2 or 3, I don't know, paragraph kind of narrative section for the annual report. And maybe put it at the top, I guess.
Yes.
Would be put into the annual report.
Yeah,
Like a cover page of this.
yeah. So like, yeah,
Yeah, a summary that kind of lays it out for people and then,
yeah. I mean, just a few of the points I put in my document were, although it's in bullet point form, so it's not in sort of paragraph form, but Shutesbury's not alone. The financial pressures we're facing are not unique to Shutesbury. Anyone reading the Gazette will see municipalities across Massachusetts are dealing with rising health insurance costs, increasing school and transportation expenses, flat or insufficient state aid, growing capital and infrastructure needs. So there's just a point about how, like, these are not unique challenges for Shutesbury. I put a point in here about our strategic use of reserves. So the budget uses what was then $200,000 in cash reserves to offset costs. Total reserves are projected to decline, but still remain at a healthy $1.06 million, assuming all warrant articles are approved. We're using reserves strategically to ease short-term pressures, not to solve long-term gaps. I had points about limited commercial growth and the corresponding tax burden. So one of the structural challenges we face in Shutesbury is the limited opportunity for commercial growth. Unlike some communities, we have a very small commercial and industrial tax base, few opportunities for significant new business development under current conditions. As a result, the burden of funding town services falls disproportionately on residential taxpayers. This is not a short-term issue, it's a long-term structural constraint on our financial sustainability. Moving forward, the town will need to thoughtfully explore opportunities to expand our commercial tax base. And then I did put in the caveat, balance this with our community values, rural character, and environmental priorities. Feel like I have to, mention that, but
Yeah.
if we want to reduce pressure on homeowners over time, we need to begin having serious conversations about how and where we can responsibly support new commercial investment in Shutesbury.
That's the only thing I read in all of that I wasn't so sure we
Comfortable.
want to say, because we are being serious as a committee. And
Yeah.
and I'm sorry to jump in so soon, but
Yeah,
I thought it was really good, but I don't like how that sounds and how
Okay,
it makes
yeah.
us sound. Also, one other thing I would add is we should, to that point, we should mention that, we've started long range planning and we're going to continue to refine our long range planning. I think that document is great, and it's almost its own separate thing. I mean,
Well, but,
I agree. I think it's really, really,
and then,
that's the point. And I think in bullet form, it's more likely to be taken in. by
Okay.
People as opposed to.
Yeah.
It's like some people kind of like consume things differently, and
Yeah.
so you have the one like the very kind of bullet form,
Mhm.
so I mean, some people might actually benefit from having it written, I mean, a little bit narrative,
Mhm.
like,
Paragraphs.
yeah. and-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
so, yeah, but I guess we can play around with the format, but I guess the point is that what would be different about the annual report if we include some of that kind of discussion is that we can really, we can kind of drive home certain messages that we think are important as a committee for us to communicate. Susie's document has a lot of the same stuff, but then I think you do have things that I wasn't contemplating about kind of the assets that do exist in our town and how we can build on those. I think yeah. So anyway, I think what we should do is maybe folks should look at both the documents and also think about additional messages or any massaging that you want to do. And then at our next meeting, maybe we can think about like what are the key themes, messages we would want to add to our annual report as kind of a overall sort of context that we want to section that we want to include.
I think both of them, both of them are good.
Yeah.
Based on the discussion we just had here, you suggested taking that last bullet point out of yours, that it's based on.
Well,
Just
maybe the town, yeah. Yeah.
Because we finished our last meeting talking about whether we have a committee for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'd say if it's.
That was what I was thinking of, yeah. Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
George, does that address your concern? Because your concern was made it sound like our committee has not been having conversations about that, but it's really as a community, we haven't. You're muted, George.
I didn't hear all that. I didn't hear the last part of that conversation. It's a little hard to hear here, but
Go ahead.
yeah. that's the only reason I said that was.
Yeah, so I that makes sense. I think so. I've now changed it to if we want to reduce pressure on homeowners over time, the town needs to begin having a serious conversation about how and where we can responsibly support new commercial investment in Shutesbury.
Would mean that we have to look deeply at our resources.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The challenge here is to keep the annual report concise enough so
Yeah.
that people don't lose their attention.
Yeah.
We don't
Yeah.
lose their attention.
Yeah, that would be my one concern with all of this, is a lot of good content
Yeah.
in both. But
Yeah.
you want it to be in a form that most people in town will digest it and
Yep.
take it in.
Agreed.
And not
Yeah.
just push it off to the side.
Mhm. Agreed. All right, well, we have some homework there then.
We're pretty much done with our budget work.
Mhm,
Now we're thinking about the messaging work.
Yeah.
And do you,
And before we get off this last,
Yeah.
one, but I think over the course of the discussion
mhm,
during the meeting,
Mhm.
the ATM, a
Mhm.
lot of this message can be put out there during
Yeah.
the discussion. too,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, so they're really,
Just getting it down.
so,
quicker,
yeah,
But also reinforcing it over the course of
yes.
our time.
Yeah, so that was my thought, is that I think there are really sort of three different opportunities so one is there's an annual report opportunity to actually write
Yeah.
some of this big picture
Mhm.
stuff in, okay? Then the second opportunity is our budget presentation that we do pre-annual town meeting. We're gonna need,
the blue sheet?
right,
Yeah.
right, we're gonna need to say stuff at that, and so there is, and that's a highly engaged audience, right? They are
Yeah.
tuning in because they want to learn more about our process and our budget.
Yeah, but.
Yeah.
I think a lot of these bullet points, I would take opportunities to get, all of them worked into that discussion too.
Yeah, so there might
So they
be,
hit it twice.
Yeah, yeah.
With that message.
yeah, some of it's just reinforcing stuff, maybe expand, maybe there's an opportunity to expand on some stuff that we don't wanna write down in the annual report just because we're concerned about
Mhm.
brevity. And then I think the third opportunity is annual town meeting where, we're gonna have to do some kind of shared presentation, to introduce the budget.
Oh, what was that?
The budget info session.
Oh, okay.
that we do
I heard
before.
that, I'm thinking the ATM.
Yeah, no, so this is
Okay.
pre-ATM,
Yeah, yeah.
that week in
Yeah.
a few days beforehand.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's three opportunities to hit.
Yeah, exactly.
Hit all of these.
Well, and we use our website to put
Mhm.
documents up where people can see them.
Mhm.
And I wrote what I wrote 2 weeks ago, but
Mhm.
before our last meeting.
Mhm.
Because it was feeling like we had to sort of ground where we were and think about where we wanted to be, and I looked at the master plan that never gelled. The kind of fantasies people put out there then, and so part of my revving up the idea that we are a resource, the people are a resource, and people's ideas can drive this, it's not the FinCom that drives it or
Mhm.
whatever. Came out of those discussions, that people had very specific, excited ideas, they wrote it down in the master plan, and then that never went anywhere. So that's part of why I was trying to push thinking in that
Yeah.
direction.
Got it.
I like your narrative.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of good points.
Mhm. Yeah.
But it's too long, but it could just be a document that we also print and have on the back table. If we agree to it, then we can have it there.
Yeah.
But somewhere in here, and this is inspiring Yankees, that's
Mhm.
not easy. People that are very toasted right now, I feel people are more disengaged in some ways than ever.
Mhm.
And I understand that, but we are gonna try to get a budget forward. I believe that we have a clear enough view of what we've done.
Mhm.
It's not lovely, but it is what we did.
Yeah.
And what I really wish we could have some kind of looking forward.
Yeah.
So I think in this one, it says something about sustainability.
Mhm.
Yeah, we're not there yet. I
Yeah.
don't see it. Some people are running for office on the idea that they can make the state change. Well, good luck with that.
Mhm. Right.
So,
Hmm.
Yeah.
here we are. Yeah.
So I do think as we're talking, there is an additional point that we probably should include in here, and George mentioned it, which is that we are beginning to do some long range planning that I do think is kind of a new, not that we didn't do any of it before, but there is a kind of new interest in doing more long range planning as a finance committee. As we've heard the capital planning committee is going to be committing to doing this. Personnel board is doing it in terms of thinking about town employees and getting, yeah,
And we're also doing it for debt service. We're hoping to meet with Ryan.
right, exactly.
this world right now, so much feels out of control, right? And frightening. But you have so much control over your local community.
Yeah.
That's where you can make it real.
Yeah.
This-
Yeah.
and if everybody's doing that.
Right. Okay.
it'll be- maybe.
The only other thought I had was, I was wondering if it would be a good idea and possible for us to actually calculate. So where our budget, this number is a little old based on tonight, but includes a $573,000 increase over FY 26 with 7.4%. It's a little bit less after what we've done tonight, but whatever the number is, can we calculate the amount of that can be attributed to non-discretionary costs? So in the portion of it that's our increase, a big portion of that is our increase in the health insurance assessment, the new debt service that we're obligated, right? PFAS, new library, ARPS, middle school roof, track and field, transportation, I said, out of district, placement costs. I know there's a concern about like not singling it out, but
Yeah.
that is a big thing. So like you sum up all of those increases and that's a big portion of that $573,000 increase.
Cost of materials.
Right.
Yeah, defining those items, and if you define them in the budget, it's easy to
Yeah.
calculate.
Yeah, and I think that might be a good number, a proportion for us to share both in, in all of these different communication opportunities.
That picture is looking at the tax rate, chart that came with the annual, report here.
Mhm.
And what I noticed is that you look back, and I don't think people really understand what a bare bones budget is, but look, it went up starting in 2013, it went up 0.6. One time it went up 4%, but mostly it's under or around 3%.
Mhm.
That's because the people in this town are willing to do their work for not enough money until they get burned out. Then in FY 25, it only went up 2.1, and I think that was a new growth phenomenon.
Mhm.
And then it's gone up 7.5 last year, and it's gonna go up 7%. So it shows that without that external noise of health insurance and things like that, we are pushed
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
And I want people to understand that we're doing services, people are providing services in this town on a shoestring budget. Now, like, and Haley made a comment the other day, and I thought, you don't understand what bare bones is.
Mhm.
That is, you can say people should be getting this and should be getting that.
Right.
But when you look at this tax table, you can see that there has been such a squeeze
Yeah,
on the cost to keep the tax rate down, that people need to appreciate how far we've gotten.
right, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And so, I think we, right, and related to that, when people see that the budget is increasing for 2 years in a row now by 7%, in that ballpark. They shouldn't be under the impression that that's a function of expanded, government, expanded services. Yeah, it's really us just it's mostly us just meeting obligations that are imposed on us. Yeah, yeah.
People like focus on that.
Yeah. I'm a little concerned about that, but yeah, yeah.
But it will be diminishing,
Yes.
because that's the kind of
Yeah.
loan it is.
Yeah.
And so, yep, y'all voted for it, and and that's one of the things in the report I did, was to say, this is now a community asset.
Right.
And it can be useful.
Right.
It's a place that incubates ideas, and
Right.
people can come together and figure out how to do some things in our town that haven't happened so far, and probably need to happen.
And the solar arrays, I hate to bring it up, would have brought us in a minimum of $500,000 worth of revenue. That was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
They were talking about. I mean, it's too bad.
Yeah.
My humble opinion.
Yeah, lost the opportunity. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And well, maybe there are other things we just haven't thought about. Don't know
Right,
in the future,
yeah.
but
But that's the point, is that somebody has to think about it, and like, we have to be proactive.
That's fuller than your.
Yeah, exactly.
set up the rural community, so that we have to embrace change.
Yeah.
And that is part of it,
Right.
thinking big.
When Joe Comerford and Jessica Corwin, two people involved with rural aid, went to towns to talk to people, they got to, I think it was Whately, or it might have been Hatfield. And they were talking about it, and somebody said, you know, we need that rural aid so we can retain our rural environment and culture. We don't want change here.
Mhm.
And they went,
Yeah,
can't say that.
yeah, right,
We're not gonna, that's not why rural aid is gonna defend you.
Yeah.
You need to be able to change and grow.
Yep.
And in fact, some of the rural aid money is meant to push regionalization.
Right.
Well, we got our Union 28.
Yeah.
We have our Amherst Regional. I don't think there's another part for regionalization for us, but
Right.
some of the strings that they tie to that money are about creating regionalization.
Yeah.
So that's the state's
Mhm.
investment. in it.
right.
And we keep looking at regionalizing our services,
Mhm.
you know, the police, fire, highway.
Yeah.
And I think we need to go back to that.
Yeah.
I don't think
Yeah.
we're being creative enough in how
Yeah.
that should be going.
I know that, because I've had a conversation with Steve Weiss from the Leverett Finance Committee, and he's very interested and thinks those kinds of conversations should be happening more between our towns, yeah.
Figures about towns.
Mhm.
You know, where does he see does he see some specific?
But it's
Well,
certain things-
apparently they actually,
They don't all burn down houses at the.
they approached the select board about, was it the police chief? I think that was it, yeah. Like
They
when,
dwindle.
Yeah.
right,
Just to see how it's working.
yeah, I gotta look it up. They did reach out to the select board with like just feeling out for a specific thing. I can't remember if it was related to the police chief or if it was something
The
else.
fire.
It was a fire, okay, yeah,
Did a
Yeah.
research on that,
okay,
and of course, the way it happens, it's so top down,
yeah.
it puts people in the defensive position. I don't know if Lenny has mentioned anything about
But he
regionalization.
seems more favorable, he seems open
Oh,
to
good.
having those
I
discussions.
think that will be the
That's-
next
that's-
one that
Yeah.
happens.
Mhm.
I mean, I think he's pretty open.
But the other piece in that is they all have sort of the dirt on each other, and Lenny can tell you that, you know, Shutesbury has a relatively active training volunteer responders.
Yeah, he's done a lot to make.
And they have,
Maybe that
other
happens.
towns where that doesn't happen, and then you do mutual aid,
Yeah.
where's the mutual aid
Yeah.
part, you know, because.
Oh,
And so there might be dividing up of work, like he might be the trainer
Right.
for the region, and then they can train everybody, and then this other person.
Or in order for this to work, somebody else, some other town is gonna have to pick up the pace.
Yeah.
In order for them to,
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can't be
yeah.
our own little isolated.
But it may not save that many dollars, but it might satisfy townspeople's belief that we're working on change.
Yeah.
yeah.
And that's important.
Well, I think as time goes on, there might be more receptivity also
Mhm.
to looking at some options.
Well, and-
We haven't been happy at looking at in the past.
And it has to come from down up, not top down. And the Collins Institute did that in the U-28, they did a review. They did one in Sunderland. So, yeah, you can hire them, but you need to get more buy-in by the people that are on the ground. That doesn't seem to happen.
Well, also, I think some of it is our generation. We're not, I think the old timers, I hate to say it, we're less open to regionalizing services. I think that as new people come in with more receptivity.
Well, Amherst is still pushing for a K-12 regional.
Mhm. Yeah,
They're pretty pushing.
And I know in our little schools, the 3 little schools could be regionalized. You know, and do we need 3 schools? Could we do it with 2 schools? And
I can't remember if I updated you guys, but but Pelham has put together this committee that's looking at their long-term plans for the elementary school. And I let John Tricky know and asked him to communicate that when the time is appropriate, we would love to at least begin a conversation with them about,
Mhm.
yeah.
Leverage as well.
Yeah.
And I think that.
And you don't have to merge your buildings, so Caitlin. Goes. She goes and does presentations to other finance directors for schools, and she has a lot of information about different versions of regionalization.
Yeah.
Wendell and New Salem are regionalized
Right.
in U 28.
Yeah.
And what does that look like? They do share a building, but you don't have to share a building. So that's a part of what Lynn Rismer started to get
Yeah.
excited about
Yeah.
regionalization. And I think that people need to know what the options are. People always like choice. Maybe there isn't a choice. Maybe there's only one good choice, but whatever it is, they need to feel like they are. Some of those ideas are valued and they play out differently in different models.
Mhm.
Well, things like, it's the school transportation, those enormous buses are ridiculous. Is there some way, there's 5
Yeah,
kids.
some of them are packed and then others are definitely not, yeah, right.
Is that a some?
Well, Caitlin right away said, we shouldn't, you guys have to deal with Amherst, but we could, Irving and I don't know, somebody else has a different deal and we all could get in on that deal. And, I'm not sure Amherst would like us to pull out of the contract with
No.
people.
But after seeing this increase this year, if that
Yeah.
maybe it is worth at least knowing what the
Well,
alternative
it's
is.
part of the picture of a way of regionalizing that we don't know about yet.
Mhm.
And Caitlin, when the thing started stirring about Pelham, it's like a big brouhaha. And it's like, oh, is this a tempest in a teapot? It'll pass, and I don't wanna put a lot of effort into something
Right.
that's not gonna materialize.
Yeah.
And so, but she is a person who has a lot of information about, cause she goes to across the state to look at this, and they have this unique thing of a region inside Union 28.
Mhm.
But it's not a panacea, it's not like a ton of money comes in,
Right.
No.
it's no panacea.
George, was there any on the grader stuff? Was there any discussion of sharing that cost with?
Yeah, I recommended
town?
if we buy it to offer to rent it out to other towns. It was my thought.
What was the response? Yeah.
Dave thinks that's not a bad idea. He doesn't. The regionalization issue, it's definitely got to be addressed in the environment. You heard John Tricky talk about finding a partner. I know that 10 years ago, we talked to Leverett about the police department, and there was all these reasons we can't do it. But, our relationship with Leverett 10 years ago is not what it is today.
So I know because she mentioned it to me that Pat Duffy from Leverett reached out to the select board this year about, I wish I remember the exact, I think it was when we were doing the police chief hiring, that they reached out and they said, are you interested in having a conversation? And the response was no. And I asked Haley about it, and I think the select board had done some thinking about it and thought that it was not gonna
Well, there was,
cost shit saving. Yeah.
and also there wasn't traction in town because we did what townwide analysis. Do you recall that? And
Yeah, the survey thing, yeah.
yeah, the survey, and overwhelmingly people said, no, we want our own police department.
So that was a specific question. I couldn't remember that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I see.
I think that was the impression, whether it was a specific question or not,
Okay.
was people were not amenable to the idea.
Also history with that guy that got the job in Wendell Leverett. There was history with him and people did not want to get involved with him.
I see.
And he's still there. It's lasted,
Mhm.
but.
Like I said earlier, not only our relationship with Leverett, but I think in general, people are probably more open-minded to it now. I think it's
Yeah.
definitely worth pursuing.
Mhm.
Definitely with New Salem could be the next one.
Mhm. Yeah.
Between Pelham, New Salem, and Leverett, there's a lot of in Wendell even, there's a lot of opportunity for us to and honestly, I mean, Leverett, Wendell, Shutesbury, New Salem, I mean, the four of us together, and maybe Pelham, we could definitely find some economies of scale somewhere. We have to be able to. Capital equipment is
Yeah.
the obvious one, but even in operations.
Yeah.
The problem with dirt roads is they all need to work at the same time, so a grader for half of our roads is needed. I'm not sure how often it can be lent out to Leverett, who needs to grade their roads at the same time.
Well, I guess this is a question for Dave, but when we're in that season, though, are we running the grader 5 days a week? I suspect not, like, even if we.
I suspect not too. Also, if you're doing Montague Road, just go all the way down Dudleyville Road and you've already done Leverett's, you know.
Yeah. Excellent point, yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah, there's,
I think outside, we've been boxed.
yeah,
No,
the response, it can't be a knee-jerk response that is like, no, it's not gonna work, it's not gonna work because of this or that.
Committee
Mhm.
that comes up with the ideas, but there's working with the department people who do this. I mean, the whole reaction to the trash thing is like, really? One person's gonna say this.
Mhm.
You know, if that committee of figuring out how to save money says, oh, look, we could save $70,000 on our trash,
Yeah.
but it does mean people will have to bring their trash there. And so somebody in your neighborhood might wanna get $5 to pick up your bag.
Mhm.
But no, it was not even entertained.
Yeah.
And, for the price tag,
Yeah.
that might make it an idea that could be entertained.
And
Yeah.
it has an old history. When we first moved into town, people were dumping stuff in the woods. And so that's what got the trash hauling going.
Yeah.
in our town. Okay.
And on this issue, this new, what are they called now? The cans that they get mechanically,
Yeah.
whatever that's called,
Totes.
toads. Okay, that's gonna be a problem for certain households. I mean, I know I live, at the end of a long dirt road and I have to bring my cans up there and I'm thinking like, I'm not gonna fit those in my car. Yeah, there's like a whole bunch of issues. Yeah. So, yeah.
And so, as far as regionalization goes with other towns, I think it's got to start with the select boards, and they've got to create a collaborative environment before we can even talk about these things.
Right.
Everybody's got to buy into it and understand it's a good idea, and then agree to work together to try and find the places where we can find these economies of scale. It's
But
it's a
imagine,
long-term process.
I mean, imagine if there was like a 2-3 hour meeting where with members of the select boards and finance committees of those towns you mentioned, George, like the five towns came together and with the goal of at least beginning to develop a list of potential opportunities, both on the operating side and on the capital side. And at least, was the starting point for conversations. Like what would we come up with? I bet that would be a really interesting list. And not all of it would be, would ultimately be workable for, I'm sure, plenty of good reasons. But
Right.
I suspect there would be items on that list that actually could.
There might be some surprises even. Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah.
But part of that, I think, to get the people who would feel threatened or resistant is to attach some money to it. I mean, this is a big part of why we're doing it. We're not doing it to go upside down. We're not doing it because it makes us look good. We're doing it because we have to save money.
Right.
And so somewhat, this is not focused enough on saving money because everybody thinks that means cut the highway budget.
Right.
That's not what it means.
No.
Yeah, no, it's survival really. And
And I think that there is also a positive flip side to it, which is that it could add capacity and assets too. Like,
Right.
A fire chief might be pretty enthusiastic about having, a brand new truck, and, a highway superintendent might be, excited about having at least, some share of a new grader or whatever it is. And so there is, you're right, there is a risk to departments and individuals, but there's also certain opportunities that become more realistic if we're sharing the cost with
We,
multiple.
we got to focus on the benefits and not worry.
Yeah.
You know, I we certainly respect our employees and we want to support our employees, but you know, all the managers are managers. They should recognize the big picture.
Mhm.
I'm self-consulting in that sense.
Mhm.
Terrible, but to facilitate.
Bring Elon
Oh, look, it's 8:57.
Mm,
think a facilitator might be good, but not, like, I think the whole thing was like,
No,
you know, it can't go in their hands, it needs to stay in that group of, that group's hands. But I think they need to be pushed to identify the benefits, the capacities, the
Mhm.
concepts, the money saved,
mhm.
the positions
Right.
melded. Some people are looking for off ramps.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if a tax collector can be shared between two towns, but we're gonna be close to that.
Yeah, yeah.
Really soon.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we didn't, ultimately, it was not gonna be something we could move forward on this year, but Haley's request for that building, I forget what, manager or whatever it was. If that was a person that like was available and shared 3 towns, then that might not be
Because every
such an expensive.
It's not right at the same time.
Exactly.
And they
Yeah.
can have a sense of what each one is.
Right.
Why didn't you say that?
One thing is for sure, the small towns have a lot of part-time employees, and we have hard time finding people with expertise because they're working to work part-time. But when you have the
Yeah.
towns together, you can hire one treasurer that does all 3 towns.
Yeah, yeah, we do actually, yeah.
Yeah, and we do. That's right. We're just not coordinated. The treasurer's
Yeah,
doing it
right,
all on his
exactly,
own.
yeah.
But they can't do a town clerk because they all do elections and those are all at the same time.
Yeah.
But
So-
wouldn't it be good to have these people, you know, all our towns hire a full-time this and that, not somebody who contracts with some town 3 towns over and some other town. And all these people who are working part-time for us are working part-times at different towns as opposed to one, you know, in each area, one full-time person that supports each town. I don't know. That's, you know,
Yeah.
that's one of
No,
those conversations.
totally.
I think it's a sort of regionalizing our employees, you know, the assets in our community,
Mhm.
absolutely.
The writing's on the wall if the revenue picture doesn't change for the small towns.
Right.
Yeah, we have to band together. I mean, we've been these little isolated islands and
Yeah.
we're not.
Well, that's the thing, and all faces the same pressures.
Yeah,
And not only that, but we're competing against each other for talent.
Yes.
yeah.
And I think Leverett Road could be a toll road.
The talent.
Or the Leverett line, then Leverett's gonna put a toll at the bottom, they're gonna stop.
Hey, nobody can benefit more from a toll than us because we are a through town from Eastern Mass to UMass.
It's crazy.
True.
We'll get an easy pass thing. We'll just stick it right on a telephone pole.
That's right.
So Laura, do you
Alright.
want to work with me on this project?
Sure.
Taking something in a merger, because it has to be an assignment, otherwise it will just.
Is this merging what? What do you, what's your?
Figuring out what the cover or the addendum or whatever to.
For the annual report.
So using
Yeah.
yours, using yours and AJ's
Yeah,
as a site.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah.
Laura knows who I am, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
This is your thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's great, and I think you should have a short and a long version, because the short version makes sense for the annual report, but like, we do want this larger document, which is kind of all of our ideas that can be shared at the budget info session and the annual town meeting, yeah. Yeah.
If I may, one thing I wanted to say,
Mhm.
the town of Goshen, I remember reading in the paper last year about their annual town meeting and the finance committee document. And I went online to look at it because it sounded interesting and it was in depth. What they do, I think there's a UMass professor there's got all his students helping him put together. Is what it
Yeah.
looked like. It did look like that. And
Yeah.
I'm thinking, you know, I made a comment about this should be concise, but maybe we should have a little instead of just the report, we should have a number of pages and just have a finance committee package or a financial package. And because we got so much great stuff here and people can read what they want to read. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't poo-poo the idea of, making it, I wouldn't be, we shouldn't maybe be fixated on keeping it concise. Maybe we should consider something, and people will read what they, like I said, people will read what they want and they'll skip what they're not interested in. Some will read the commentary and some will look at the tables.
Yeah.
We put good headers, put good. tables,
Yeah.
put good-
Because
Think about some more figures that might help
Mhm.
people that, just kind of wanna,
Yeah.
like, they see that kind of stuff. And
Yeah,
I think, yes.
all right, that sounds good.
I think the spirit in Susie's is really,
Yeah.
needs to be
Yes.
included.
Yeah.
But I think your document really captures
Uh-huh.
really the whole range of competing issues.
Right.
And how that, we've got all these issues that are competing with each other, we gotta find the right balance.
Right.
And
And-
you're looking
Yeah.
at more of the sociology.
Hmm?
And Susie's looking more of the context.
yeah.
of Sociology.
Yeah,
You know.
So I'm gonna add just 2 points to mine that I'll email to everybody. One on these early efforts and commitment to long-range planning that we talked about. And then something about this whole regionalization conversation we should capture as well. So I'll send those to you guys. And then I'll also send the actual budget we just updated tonight with all the new notes and the changes. And then let's just quickly figure out when we're meeting next. Let's see. All right,
well, that would be the 14th, no?
yeah, I gotta just check one thing. I'm going away. When am I going?
14th is next week, and then the next one will be 21.
All right.
And you should look at what it intersects as far as.
Yeah. All right, so I'm away on the 21st, so I would not be able to meet that night.
Would any of that week work for you if we decide not that night?
Yeah, I will be back on the 22nd, late that night, so the 23rd I could do,
That'd be Friday.
the Thursday.
Yeah, today's.
What's the likelihood that Haley could be available for the 23rd?
Probably pretty good, because I don't think that's a usual.
She's not,
Right.
she's taking some time off next week.
It'll be, tonight's the special, there's a lot of good.
Yeah,
content.
yeah,
We
you're
need
right.
to have her
Yeah,
part
you're
of
right.
this.
I think that's a conflict for me, that she doesn't participate the way I think she needs to.
Mhm,
I don't know who's reviewing her job, but
Mhm.
does do they know she doesn't come?
mhm.
I don't know.
This discussion, she's a key part of.
Yeah.
All of this too.
100%.
Regional effort. and-
Well,
Totally, yeah. Yeah.
And coordinating with other town administrators on this.
Mhm.
Well, it
Yeah.
seems like she does talk to the town administrators.
Yeah.
She is in
Yeah.
touch with others.
Yeah.
Um,
But this content, going over this content.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so, yeah,
So the select board's gonna approve the town warrant this week.
So I've got to check with her because in an earlier email. That had the schedule stuff, I was told that they were meeting tonight and we're gonna be approving the
Right.
warrant tonight. Obviously, they didn't meet tonight,
They're
so
meeting tomorrow night.
they're meeting tomorrow? Okay, so it must be, okay. So I should actually update the budget article because the numbers. have
right,
changed.
right.
So I will do that.
Before we get too far, we agree we're gonna meet on the 23rd.
So why does this say Tuesday, the 23rd?
23rd is a Thursday, it's a
Yeah,
Thursday.
okay, so this should be a Thursday.
Okay,
So yeah.
And we meet in town hall, we meet here again?
I like it, but
Yeah.
does it work?
works for me, yeah,
There's something, it
Yeah.
feels so much freer to be able to brainstorm and talk together.
Yeah.
At a round table,
yeah,
I like this.
yeah, I think that's good.
So 6:30 Thursday, the 23rd, so we're not meeting next week.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, we,
What's that?
Yeah,
That gives you,
That
Laura and I time to pull something together. I feel a little sad we missed the town newsletter. We didn't put any FinCom thing, but we're right on the heels of it with all of this, and maybe we are getting stuff up onto their website as soon as possible.
all right, so we're gonna finalize the annual report. Okay, great. All right,
So when's our next meeting?
our next meeting is Thursday, April 23rd, 6:30 in person at Town Hall. Does that work for
Okay.
you, George?
Yeah, I believe it does. I'm not, yes.
I
So you
can't,
don't think we need to meet next week? All right.
I don't think it now. If something comes up, we can, but I don't think there's anything,
There's a few numbers to get clarified.
right?
And that needs to be chased down, not so much at a meeting, but
Yeah.
like get clarified, so, because we're going to have a budget.
Well, I was just thinking we should have it and we can always cancel it next Tuesday, but I can't imagine something isn't going to come up that we're going to want to talk about. But I'm
Yeah.
okay with waiting until the 23rd. That's what you folks think, if everybody thinks.
Let's see if something, I mean, we've been meeting pretty hard, like for
Yes.
like pretty much every week, so let's see if anything important, like critical, comes up in the next couple of days. I've got 3 questions for Haley that I'm following up, that I'm emailing her, and then one that I'm gonna call her about. I'll call her about the FERCog plumbing inspector stuff. And yeah, so as soon as I have updates on those things, I'll share them with everybody.
Did Molly ever show up?
No,
So May 1st, oh no, that's Thursday. I'm trying to make sure we have time to be ready for the information session.
Yeah.
Which is Thursday, May 7th. So we're meeting on the 23rd of April.
Mhm.
And so 21, we could meet on the 20. Yeah. The 28th is.
Tuesday,
The
that's,
Tuesday.
yeah,
Or I guess we could meet on Tuesday, the 5th of May, if we want to prepare for the information session. We know
Come
that
on.
it's been heavy duty,
Yeah.
moderator needs to know, and
yeah,
maybe we already know what we're gonna say. Maybe all the stuff we generate is just what we do.
certainly gonna, I mean, I think that's partly what, yeah.
It's not such a heavy
Right.
thing as it used to be.
Mhm.
Okay, so.
We'll just decide each meeting as we go.
Yeah, so we've got potential, open dates on the 28th and the 5th. Yeah.
So old, thanks, Tony. Yeah, I got the AC for it, either. That's impressive.
Yes, as that next meeting after annual town meeting, yeah.
And I think that this reminds me that this process is really hard, and then it sort of, the smoke clears.
Mhm.
And it doesn't mean that we had the best solution, but we come to grips with it, and that's what I feel like, that's why she needs to be here.
Yeah.
To see how you go from this place to that place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think one thing that'll be a little different this year is that post annual town meeting, I think we have some real important projects that we've kind of begun and been talking more about. And so I think there will be maybe a little bit more work to do, in between annual town meeting and next budget season. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I think we need to maybe start putting things on that list that we wanna
Yeah.
focus on.
Yes. The project list. Yeah.
Project list.
Yeah. George has started this long-range planning document, which we need to get back to, I think, after annual town meeting.
Absolutely.
I think you guys will find like really, really helpful.
Is this
Yeah.
related to capital planning or not?
No, this is about operating budget. So but
Okay.
what it does is it's basically, you plug in a set of assumptions about the next 5 years, and then you can really kind of play around with it to see
Okay.
what the impact of certain kinds of trends are. So, yeah,
For instance, predicting when we're not going to have any more excess levy capacity.
yeah,
Is
yeah,
that in 2 years or is that in 5 years? This
Yeah.
will help us get to that.
yeah.
That's good.
Right, we could, like, just one example, we could put in build in an assumption, what were to happen if our next trash contract was a 20% increase?
Right.
We could
That's what it's
plug
for.
that number in, whatever we wanted to put in, we could see, okay, well, what would this,
That's a really good
what would the implication of this be? Yeah,
exercise,
yeah,
project.
yeah,
And then somehow I think that the select board did not have a sense of what we were doing, and when they feel at sea, they get anxious. Well, they could watch our meetings on
Yeah.
TV like some citizens do. But we could have an emissary who
Yeah.
remembers how we do this.
yeah,
Can say, they're doing it, I know they're doing it, and we can read their minutes or we can watch them on TV, but we need to assume that they're doing their job.
Mhm.
I didn't feel that that was.
What are you looking at?
Yeah.
I'm just a candidate.
It's not worth the crowd.
Yeah.
I'm just a candidate.
Mhm.
But a candidate that was on this committee, that Rita and
No.
Eric were here before, but
That's right.
there's a long time ago.
Mhm.
No, there has to be coordination. There probably should be more.
Documents like our long range planning, you can just read it
Yeah.
and know that we're working on it. It's like a trust
Yeah.
thing for
But
me.
like we're talking here, there has to be a lot of coordination. This whole.
So
this whole
one
concept
thought
that
is
we
that,
just talked about, they have to be working together. I think of the fourth town meeting, that model,
yeah,
the fourth town meeting.
Right.
Going over the school budget.
Yeah.
And having towns together and facilitation.
yeah, yeah.
It's not too different from that concept.
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
we're talking-
Another thought is that we assign these liaisons to departments. What if we had a liaison to the select board?
That was called.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been saying that for years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the,
Yeah,
Well, the reason I say the fourth town is the select board's part of that too.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
that's a town administrator's job.
Yeah.
Yes, actually.
The town administrator's there, the select board's there, the finance committees, they're all.
Yeah.
That's the town administrator has always been the focal point between the two of us.
yeah.
Working
right,
together.
Right, yeah.
The regional school.
Yeah,
And feeling reassured from our meeting so that gets back to the select board, because they
Yeah.
ask her questions and she's like, I was there, this is what they're talking about.
Right.
This is what we know.
So that's something
That
that you
piece
guys-
needs to happen.
yeah,
we could invite the fourth, our collective, our region here, our new library.
mhm, yeah. I mean, so that is a good point, that model, and in some ways, the fiscal summit meetings that happened were, I think, a good start in that direction, but probably not totally there all the way, but yeah, yeah. Okay. All right, let's make a motion to adjourn.
So AJ,
Yeah.
send me the budget immediately. Send me
I'll
the
take it
annual
right
report. I will put in all the numbers in the annual report and I'll send it back
Awesome.
to you. So then you can do all the other stuff you want to do with
Great.
it.
Okay, awesome. I'll do that right now.
It'll take me a few days. I'm traveling tomorrow and I'm
Okay.
actually traveling for the next 3 days, but I'll try and get it done by the weekend.
Okay, no, that's great. Susie was asking if you needed us to do the minutes, like from were you?
I'll send to Susie what I have.
Great. All right. That'd be
They're
great.
scrappy, but I'll be able to
Okay.
pull them together.
All right. Sounds good.
All right.
All right. All in favor?
Arvanitis. Aye.
All right. Take care, George.
Good night. Thank you. Bye. Thanks for doing this.
Thanks for zooming in. All right.
What's